What's up guys, my name is Ace, and it looks like this week we're going to be getting the big mid-season update for Season 3 of Cold War, and with this we should be seeing new content as well as some weapon balancing that has been confirmed by Treyarch. So in today's video I wanted to go over the details of what we should expect to see with this mid-season update. And diving right in, let's start it off with a tweet that we got from Treyarch last week, and with this there's going to be adjustments for all of the sniper rifles, the assault rifles, the LMGs, and the pistols. And this is really interesting because there's been a lot of complaints about sniper rifles basically since the game launched. And if I remember correctly, this is actually going to be the first time that there's going to be some proper adjustments to sniper rifles. Like, they've made a couple really minor tweaks to individual snipers since launch, but they haven't really adjusted the sniper rifle category as a whole yet. So this is the thing that I think most people are interested in finding out about. Now, as far as what I personally would love to see done to sniper rifles, I would like to see a rework. Not a straight up nerf or buff, but a rework. As it is right now, the sniper rifles in Cold War have an extremely slow aim down sight time compared to previous Call of Duty games. However, at the same time, for the first time ever, the sniper rifles have basically zero flinch when shot. And that is the number one complaint that I have, and it seems like many of the people that have issues with sniper rifles, that is the number one complaint, is the lack of flinch. It's so frustrating to get the jump on a sniper, pump several rounds into them, being on the verge of winning that gunfight, and then instantly they just delete you, and those shots you put into them meant nothing. At the same time though, I acknowledge the fact that the aim down sight times on these sniper rifles are the slowest we've ever seen in Call of Duty. So for me, the rework I would like to see, and I've been saying this for months now, I would like to see them add a noticeable amount of flinch to sniper rifles, but also to compensate for that so the sniper rifles don't become immediately unusable, I would also like to see a slight improvement to the aim down sight times across the board. I'm talking like maybe about 50 milliseconds or so to the base aim down sight times. I think this would be a happy middle ground where both sides could potentially be happy. There would be much more counterplay to sniper rifles, and there'd be fewer situations where you're pumping a bunch of rounds into them and then they still just insta-delete you, which is so frustrating. But on the other side of that, the sniper rifles get slightly faster aim down sight times, which makes them more effective in that sense. Now, in doing this, they would probably also have to rework the grip attachments because, as of right now, the grip attachment that helps most with aim down sight time is also giving you 90% flinch resistance. And therefore, if they just added a base level of flinch, that would be kind of irrelevant because everybody's using this attachment anyway, and that would just negate the flinch that they added. Instead, I think there should be an active trade-off. You either go for the fastest aim down sight possible, or you accept a slower aim down sight time, but you don't have to deal with the flinch. So I'd remove the flinch resistance from the airborne elastic wrap, and instead I would apply that same flinch resistance to one of the other grip attachments that doesn't help with aim down sight time. To me, that seems very reasonable, and I'm really hoping this is what we see, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out later this week. Now, as for the assault rifle changes across the board, I don't know what they're going to be doing here. The only thing I can think of is a potential fix to, I believe it's the patrol grips, the ones that help with your sprint movement speed. Currently, we can get a faster sprint speed with assault rifles compared to SMGs if we're using that same attachment on both, which is a little bit backwards, so I have a feeling they're just going to be making that adjustment to that grip for all of the assault rifles. Then for LMGs, I'm really hoping this is going to be the hipfire nerf. I think hipfire is way too powerful on LMGs currently. It makes them far too effective in situations where LMGs aren't really meant to be effective. They're meant to be made for locking down lanes and picking people off at long range, but then when you also give them incredible, like SMG level hipfire, they can hold their own just fine up close as well, which makes them just too versatile. And then finally for pistols, I'm not too sure what they're going to be doing to pistols here. I think if anything, maybe a bit more of a nerf to the akimbo attachment on pistols. But aside from that, like without akimbo, I think pistols are in a pretty good state currently, but that's just my opinion. Now, moving on, another thing I'm really hoping we see with this mid-season update, but we don't have full-on confirmation of this yet. This is the return of the ping meter. For those that don't know, at the start of Season 3, the ping meter was removed, so there's no ability for console players to check their ping in a current match. And this was extremely frustrating because that's an absolute basic necessity of an online FPS game. Now, we did get a response on this from Foxhound, our community manager at Treyarch, and he mentioned that it's not working properly, so they had to disable it. So it was an unintentional bug, something broke with the Season 3 update with the ping meter, so they had to remove it, and he said it should be fixed in a major update. And this doesn't give us a confirmation of when we can expect to see this back, but we are expecting a major mid-season update this week. So one of my biggest hopes with this update is for that to get fixed, so I can once again see what my ping is in a game. Now, in addition to that, another thing I expect to see with the mid-season update this week, but again, this one hasn't been 100% confirmed that we'll be seeing it this week specifically. This is the AMP 63, which is a full auto pistol. I think, depending on how they balance this is going to be a great addition into the pistol category. So then we'll finally have all the bases covered when it comes to pistols. We've got a slow fire rate revolver, a higher fire rate semi-auto, as well as a burst pistol, and then now with a full auto, we would sort of have one of each type, which I think would be great as long as it's balanced properly. Additionally, if we take a look back to the roadmap, we can see that Standoff is coming throughout Season 3, and again, it says that this is coming in season, but we don't have an official confirmation of the date yet. I do suspect this is going to be in the mid-season update this week, though. And I'm looking forward to playing Standoff. I think Standoff is absolutely a top-tier Call of Duty map. And even though it's a remake, I'm still excited to see it and play on it again, because I just think it plays really well. Now, after this, it looks like we're actually going to be getting a trailer tomorrow for the 80s action heroes, and these are confirmed to be coming on the 20th, so the mid-season update this week. And with this, we're going to be getting new operators, we're going to be getting Rambo, as well as John McClane from Die Hard. So quite interesting that they're going to be including this. They've done stuff like this in the past where they've sort of integrated movies into characters that are in Call of Duty. For me personally, I don't see myself spending any money on this because you will have to buy these bundles, I'm sure. But I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I think it is kind of neat for those that really want to spend the money to get these operators. And with that, there is one last thing I wanted to talk about today that I hope comes with this mid-season update. Again, this is something that we know is coming throughout the season in Season 3, but we don't know for sure if it's coming with this week's update. And this is the multi-team elimination mode. And essentially what this is, as far as we can tell from their blog post at the beginning of Season 3, this is going to basically be a mini battle royale experience that takes place on individual fireteam maps. So in their description it says it's a last team standing experience, and multiple teams of 4 will fight to survive ever-expanding radiation zones, and redeploys will be limited and loadouts will be restricted, so teams need to scavenge for weapons, score streaks, armor, redeploy tickets, and more. And then it talks about being the last team standing, or the first squad to board the exfil chopper in the final safe zone to achieve victory. So that pretty much perfectly describes a battle royale type of experience. And I think this is the #1 thing that I've been excited for in Season 3 since we first heard about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because I like a lot of the mechanics in Fireteam Dirty Bomb, but I just don't really like the game mode itself. I don't like the way the game mode is structured, where you have people just respawning on parachutes after you kill them, and by the time you finish off their entire squad, the first guy you killed on their squad is landing right behind you as you're trying to armor up and reload. I'm not a fan of that style of gameplay, but I like the mechanics, I like the maps, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. But like I said, at the end of the day, I don't know if this is coming this week just because it hasn't been officially confirmed yet to be coming this week. We'll just have to wait and see. And with that, I'd like to know in the comments section below, out of all of these things that we see here that are going to be coming mid-season for Season 3, what are you most excited about? Also, when it comes to the weapon balancing changes, especially the sniper rifles, what sort of changes are you hoping to see? Do you agree with me that sniper rifles could use a little bit more flinch and then maybe some improvement to offset that? Or would you rather see something else done? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.